What's up, everybody? Good morning. I'm not going to call him the dancing queen, the dancing king over there, Freddie Blanton. Good morning, Freddie.
Good morning. Man, it feels good to be here on Friday morning.
Doesn't it? Now, we were live last night, were we not?
Live and in color, and we thought it was going to happen at 5:55.
We thought we were
didn't.
going. It didn't happen. It didn't happen. And so,
you know why?
Why?
We had a room full of people who were still chit-chatting. Networking 2.0 had fantastic energy. The food was delayed getting set up, and what a great presentation that was.
Yes.
So we had to hold on to the ball a little bit.
Can I tell a quick story? People that aren't familiar, I want to tell a story about the food, Please. So don't let me forget that. So let me set a little context. Russ Hammond, good morning. We can see the comments. Thanks to Russ's information about the comments last night, because he was on the podcast. Red Wing shoes. Buy some Red Wing shoes. I want Russ to have a huge Friday. David Turner, good morning. DT, that boy's busy. I hadn't talked to him in a while, so that means I'll probably talk to him today. Susmitha, happy Friday.
We got to get DT.
What's up?
We got to get DT live.
We do. We got to get DT back on the program and let him talk about all the things that's happened since he's been on here. He it was like a liftoff point, he tells us, but that's great. I love to hear that. So last night we did our first. It was different. It was unique, right? It was down here in Spartanburg. It was a networking event. Lots of former guests, including DJ, was there, and we got a chance to interview those folks, and they got a chance to mingle and meet one another, mixed in with a variety of other folks. So it was a great time. The food, Freddie. That was the first time that she had a catering job here in town. She stopped me when I was walking by her one day, and she gave me a sample of some of the food that she was trying to find catering jobs.
Yeah,
I had just met James where we had that deal last night. So I said, "Hey, the clubhouse, sorry," and so she and I walked down there, met James, and wouldn't you know, the first event that she does there with him, it was actually our event. I mean, that's kind of a synchronicity.
Let's see what 2.0.
Yes, buy some Red Wing shoes from Russ. There we go. But I had a great time, and I thought what we would do today, Fred, is kind of talk about some of the things that happened, what we expected, what we didn't expect. You alluded earlier to the 5:55 start, and you would think, oh, changing the time, that's not a big deal. But in the moment, when I had in my mind, we're live at 5:55, just those first words, That's kind of like the way that I can let out all of my energy in the beginning, you know?
We just had to change it to live at 6:15.
There you go. But see, I'm not able to do that. Let me say this, folks, about my co-host, who last night I felt like you stepped up to the plate, man.
Really?
Yes, I did. I said this is not an easy position. I've definitely done more things like that than you have, and it was not an easy start. That was a tough. It was different because of the way the chairs were set up. We hadn't been in there before. Hey, we loved the space. We were grateful for the space. We were grateful but it was different getting into it. So kudos to you. How did you feel? Take us into that.
Well, it was different because you're right. It's a podcast. It's a live show. We're talking to the camera, and then we have a guest, but we also have people still networking on the backside that no one else can see. Movement, food, drinks, interaction.
And you
it's not something we do every day.
It's not. And the way that my mind works, and I think maybe yours does too, we were trying to, or I want to make sure everybody is, number one, I worried about everybody that wanted to come up that didn't come up. I wanted everybody to have a good time because that's part of what we want to do. We want to make sure that everyone in the room is recognized and feels a part of that group, because that is a big deal. That's right. Everyone celebrate, because that does what Russ says here. Great night last night. Lots of great people there. Energy was great. Thank you, Russ.
Speaking of energy, I want to see if you remember something.
All right. There's Jordan. Good morning, Jordan. We got Jordan in there before he left. I was pumped.
Yeah, he was thinking about, hey, I might have to run. And then he thought, you know what? Here comes the spotlight. Let me go get some spotlight.
Hey, man. That's right. That's right.
But let's see if you remember something from last night.
All right. I'm gonna.
You ready for this? You ready for this?
I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try.
Can I get a Ric Flair? Woo! You didn't remember.
I didn't. Of all things. Of all things. Hey.
Got up there with us, and it was time to pick up the energy. And he described, hey, I grew up watching wrestling. Jody Powell, hate you missed it. We talked about wrestling, and you could have told your grandma. He wanted to pick up the energy, and he said, I'm going to yell out, can I get a Ric Flair? And after I say that, I want 2 claps and a woo!
Woo! And
we
you know
did
what?
that a couple times last night, and it was on the money.
And I never was with the crowd when y'all did that. Every time I was just so overjoyed watching that, because I love that sort of thing. And I know
the coordination of a baby giraffe, so I could see where you're.
The quarterback. Now that is not true. It's not that bad. Hey, that was so good. I'm gonna have to defend myself. You know what I mean? But
yeah.
I am not a baby giraffe. but I'm not. Hey, I'm not very good at dancing or rhythm. I will give you that. So, but I thought that was awesome. I thought that Moody did a great job in doing that, because I felt like that's what the crowd needed at that point.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it was time.
Did you, I did have talked to a couple of people that watched it live, and they thought that it turned out better than what I thought that was happening, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
They actually enjoyed it. And I was under those same feelings that you're having. And what's Fred laughing at? I got to find out what Freddie's laughing at. What's
David Turner.
Oh, what is that? I can't see it. He's got, it looks like an animal of some kind. Good morning, All-Star. No, right there. Aaron, I tell you what, I loved having Aaron up last night. Yeah. What did you think of Aaron?
Well, he's on point. He's the real deal.
He is. He's out there doing videos. He's out there, taking initiative like that, like I was talking about last night.
Well, first, pull up David Turner's comment.
Okay.
You see it now?
I can't. I don't have my glasses, and I'm in no man's land. It's
the face of a baby, followed by a giraffe. He's just confirming what I said.
Oh, man, dang! See, baby. See, I knew David might like that. It was a little too good, but Freddie. We definitely can't have a one-on-one basketball game to settle the baby giraffe comment now,
Aaron did a fantastic job. Everybody there was engaged. We had fantastic people come up. Alex and Richard, talking about raising $1 million for cancer and some scholarships. What a great story from both of those guys. Didn't expect that. It was emotional.
Well, I want to give a shout out to my friend Brian Murdoch too, the Fidelity Bank, who was our sponsor last night. And in the beginning, that was a tough position. And I told Brian I was glad to have him to call on.
He's a great public speaker.
Yeah. So he is professional. He's calm. And his calm, professional, that is exactly what I needed. Because right then I unprofessional, and not calm. Right? So it's always like having a card to play, you know?
Yeah. They did a good job. They had 2 other people there. They were engaging with everybody's social media. Fidelity Bank, thank you.
They did a great job. I will have to say, they had me. Of course, I don't have all the social medias, but they're like, "You're going to figure it out right now," because I was wanting to kind of like, "Oh yeah, us giraffes don't do well with social media," I'm still thinking about that, David Turner. Let's see what Garen says. Garen, good morning, friends. Wish I could have been there. Hey, we met. And I'm trying to remember his name, and that's going to be tough because we met so many people last night. Justin, audio visual, great memory there, Fred, and that was great because Justin was in the back, and he was one of those folks that had been there, and I wanted to call him up, but I wasn't sure he wanted to come up, and I didn't want to be like that guy at Myrtle Beach that would force people to come throw the balls at him. Remember that? The dunk machine. I didn't want to but we kept talking to him and he came up and I thought he did a great job as well. There's just, as we alluded to, man, we taught IT, we taught ambulance chasing with DJ, right? Or not ambulance chasing, ambulance riding.
Yeah. We don't want to chase one.
No.
That's what lawyers do. Just kidding.
We talked to a wide variety of folks, and I loved all the connections, not just in people, but in ideas. And so different things that different people had done, getting to see that come out in real time. Yes, so glad you got to meet Justin. What else now? Let's move into this. Improvements. It's not all rainbows and butterflies. There's things there that we could do better. There's things there that we could set up better. Probably we may not know those things right now. We may need some time. One of the things that I noticed, Fred, in the beginning, when you have an event like that, we had to start. We weren't sure when it was going to start, but we had to put 5:00 on the invitation, and we had some folks show up right at 5.
Yeah.
And what's always happening? They're always setting things up. Now there's music playing, but this person isn't. There's nobody else to network with. This person's not going to sit there and start pounding beers or something, right? So it's a tough spot. Like how you. And there were some people that came in, and then those were ones that kind of came in and left quickly. So I thought, how do you keep those sorts of folks engaged before the party really gets going, if you will?
Yeah. So Chris Hill did a good job. He hung out, talked with who was available. Paul Pappy and his +1 showed up. They had been at the golf tournament. They were pumped up about that energy.
And Paul had great energy last night.
Oh yeah.
But what else we need? I guess so. When we have things like this, there'll be things that we thought we did well, things that we need to improve on. But I do think that it's important, just like we talked about visualization yesterday. After we do that, we think about what went right, what went wrong, and how we can iterate.
Yeah. Here's what was going on. Downtown Spartanburg was packed. I believe. Was it SMC? Somebody was having graduation at the Spartanburger field.
Yeah, I know it. Yep.
It was wild downtown. May is busy. If you have kids right now, they're involved in something, whether it's a awards night, awards day. It's the last game over here. You still got 2 practices, flag football. All this stuff is happening in May. It is one of the busiest months of the year.
Amen.
And we still have people out on a Thursday night.
Hey, and I appreciated everybody that made it out. I appreciated my co-host. Very grateful for the spot that we had in Mr. James Brady down at the clubhouse, and our sponsor, Jordan. Great sponsorship, great people, great stories. So there will be more, but this weekend we've got to keep our mind right. We've got to roll it into next week. We've got to be intentional because I want everybody to have a great week next week. Fred, give us a final thought on this Friday.
after last night, meeting people that I had never met, talk to somebody today that you do not know.
I like
And
that.
Let's see what happens.
I like that one right there. Have a great weekend and